And welcome to this week's hashtag Toe to Toe. I'm delighted to say that, as always, I'm joined by Spencer Fearon. And a special guest this week, we have Dave Coldwell joining us. Always a pleasure. You can't get rid of me this week, Dave.
I know, we're stuck at the hip this week.
3 times in 1 week. It's pretty impressive.
It's too much.
It's too much, isn't it? Yeah, I need a break. We have to start with the news that's come out today. Big news that Del Boy Derek Chisora is going to be managed by none other than David Haye.
What's that all about?
I was shocked.
I think everyone's shocked,
yeah.
aren't they?
Yeah, that's not something that I saw at all. I saw it. I was on the train coming down, just looking at my Twitter. I was like, what? No way. But this is boxing, isn't it? You can't be surprised with boxing because things always happen at left field.
It's our understanding as well that Derek approached David. Now, considering that massive brawl, was it 6 years ago in Germany? Did you ever see this coming?
Never let a good brawl or disparity between two guys get involved in good old business. And that's what we're seeing right now. I think David Haye is saying, well, I reckon I could position you here to do something. And Derek Chisora is looking and saying, well, I want somebody there that I believe will be up front and stand up for me. And I think that's what he's got right now. Do
you think it's going to gel, this partnership? Or can you see fireworks? Can you see
I think the thing is, it doesn't have to gel for long for Derek to get what he needs out of the game. You know, he's not got that long left. You know, a couple of fights, a couple of big fights maybe, that's what he's looking for. So he's probably looking at, it's a short-term thing. If I can get what I need, it doesn't need to gel for long. Will it gel long, you know, enough in that short term? I don't know.
What's all this about?
Because the thing is, you can just imagine, can't you, if they've got a bit of a, you know, if Dave's got an idea that Derek doesn't agree with, Derek's got an idea that Dave doesn't agree with, they're probably just going to go, do you know what, it ain't working. But if Del Boy gets what he needs out of it first, it doesn't matter.
I'm interested to see how it works out, certainly.
Very intriguing.
I'm interested to see how it works out in order to get the Dylan White fight made. How does Dynamics of sticking David Haye in the middle of it bring that fight close together? Because I think that's the fight that everyone wants to see. So,
of course, as well, Derek's had beef as well with Joe Joyce, isn't he, ringside?
Yeah,
remember that as well?
That's what
on the Haye
stable. It's all complex and it's all strange. I don't know. I don't know how that initial conversation. Where did that come in Derek's mind? Said, you know what? I want to pick up the phone. I'm going to go and see David Haye to look after my career. I don't know where that came from.
It's Derek Chisora, isn't it? Anything could happen. Watch this space. Talking of someone that is quite possibly having their last fight and a few weeks off. Tony.
Sorry, you threw me when you said quite possibly. It is. This is quite possibly
again,
about
Tony, we never know, do we?
No, we do now.
All right, okay. Bellew Usyk, huge fight, pay-per-view, 10th of November. We've got lots of questions for you. Ryan Morgan says, how have you prepared differently for the Usyk fight rather than the Haye fight?
Oh, it's completely different. For starters, Usyk's a southpaw. You know, he's a southpaw. So we've been concentrating on one man basically for 2 years. You know, one style, one man for 2 years, basically, with the 2 fights, the delay and everything. So everything's completely different now. It's Usyk. He's a completely different fighter, different style, different stance. So yeah, there's been a lot of difference.
Has it been hard though, because he's been up at heavyweight for a couple of years now, hasn't he? Has it been hard, kind of undoing, I guess, habits that you use for heavyweights and missing that right?
I think he'd probably forgotten. Fighters moan when they make weight, right? Tony likes a little moan when he's in camp.
No.
Best of times. Yeah, believe it or not. when we're at heavyweight, he still likes a little bit of moan. He's not allowed to eat this food, he's not allowed to eat that food to make cruiserweight. He's doing a lot of moaning, but he's getting on with it. That's the thing. I think that feeds him. He likes to feel done to with certain things, elements he can't have, and because that gives him the hunger.
Fire in the belly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it gives him the fire in the belly, exactly. So it's a good thing, and that's why you don't mind. You just get on with it. But yeah, it has been a big difference. Going back, reminding him what it's like going back down to cruiserweight.
It doesn't have to do it again after this one.
No.
Fight Night UK says, does Tony have to KO Usyk, or can he beat him in a 12-round technical fight? What do you think, Spencer?
I think, and it's kind of hard to speak anything in a derogatory manner about Dave Coldwell sat here because he's been a long time.
Go ahead.
No. And Tony Bellew, who these guys are my pals.
Don't sit on fence.
Right? No.
Don't sit on fence.
No, I don't sit on fence. And I'm telling you this now, that Tony Bellew I would say, is one of the smartest fighters in the world. Not smart to the fact that he was blessed with massive boxing ability. No, there's differences. You've got guys like Roy Jones who are just naturally gifted and special. Then you've got guys like Bernard Hopkins who knew that they had to work hard and be dedicated to their trade. And somebody like a Tony Bellew has been dedicated to his trade. So you could get little blips, but you know where your end destination is. And it's like happiness is not a destination, but it's a way of life. I believe that he can do. So I believe that Tony Bellew technically could not outsmart Usyk, but be more cunning than Usyk. So he's got a fantastic chance in this fight. And I've said from day dot when this fight was announced that I believe that Tony Bellew can win this fight. And people have said, I'm only saying it because I'm close to these guys. No, I'm not saying it because of that. I'm saying it because I actually believe that he can win the fight.
Are you any more the wiser? No. I'm not. Right, James says Bellew has definitely got better as he has matured. Do you think his self-belief is a weapon in itself?
Yeah, it is. It's his mentality. It's not just about self-belief. It's just the whole way that he processes things and his pig-headed stubbornness to believe that he will... Whatever, this guy might be faster, he might be stronger, he might be bigger, blah, blah, blah. I'll still beat him. I'll still beat him, no matter what. And the way that we work is to work on Tony Bellew, on every attribute of his, to try and make him the best that he can be. And then his mentality is, I've got these tools, I'll beat him. And that's a massive part, because you can have how many fighters have we seen that have blessed and got all this talent, fantastic ability, strong, everything, but mentally, when going gets tough, they just ain't got it. You know, they falter, and that's their chink in the armour. You know, the mind's a massive thing. That's why you look on a piece of paper, you think, well, he beats him. But there's an upset, because that guy's mentality doesn't allow the adversities that he's facing to overcome him.
You can't teach that either, can you?
No, that's something that's in you. It's something that can be developed. You don't have to say, oh, that's the way that we're born, because that can come from your background, how you've come through, your career, things that you faced. You know, that can be bred into you, and it can develop. But it's important, and for me, for somebody like Tony Bellew, we'll be the first one to say, is not the most blessed as far as natural talent's concerned in boxing. But look at where he's got to, and then you look at other fighters that are more blessed, more talented, and they've not achieved it anywhere near that.
Absolutely. Frank says, is Usyk the Lomachenko of the cruiserweights? I guess if he is, Tony's going to need more self-belief, isn't he?
I believe that he is. I believe that there's a lot of similarities between the two, and the fact that they train with each other as well. But it's not that. There's certain things that Usyk does that defies his size. You're not going to be doing the things that you're doing to be like. Remember, like now the cruiserweights are actually old-time heavyweights.
Yeah.
He's not going to be doing the stuff that he does. So yeah, I would say that he is, but he doesn't. With Lomachenko is very, very spiteful. Like Lomachenko will hit you and then he wants to hurt you, and you can see he will ease off, but he's coming back to hurt you again. Usyk sometimes seems like he's comfortable in like my skill level is way above yours, so I'm just going to use my skills to deal with you. With Lomachenko does go in for the finish. That's the difference, but they are very similar.
Can't wait for that fight. Let's talk about some of the other fighters in your stable. Anthony Fowler, great win for him at the weekend over Gabor Gorbix. The Fight Game 247 says, do you think Anthony Fowler is ready to step up and fight for the vacant British super welterweight title?
Yeah, he's ready now. He's ready for a step up now. We have been for the last couple of fights. We've been asking for people like Scott Fitzgerald. If you want me to be totally honest, he's now 8-0. In terms of development, because of the fights that he's not had yet, I wouldn't go straight away and say he's ready for Cheeseman. I'm not saying he can't beat Cheeseman, but he's not had that fight yet. Cheeseman had Carson Jones. Mm-hmm. He's had a couple of fights, meaningful fights, a good test. Fowler's just been fighting, no fault of his own, but he's been getting in the ring with guys that are just going to run around the ring and not trying to win. Craig O'Brien came. That was the first fight that we had that was, somebody that was trying to win, and he enjoyed that, and it's his best performance so far. We want them kind of fights.
So you want more meaningful fights?
So my plan was Fitzgerald next, Commonwealth title, Cheeseman. That's my order that I've wanted for quite a while.
Will the Fitzgerald one?
I don't know what's going to happen with Fitzgerald, so it might be that we may have to go straight to the Commonwealth title shot. If that's the case, that's a big step up. That's a big step up from where he's been boxing. But he's ready for it. But it's just that where, in my eyes as a coach, I like to have them steps first rather than go boxing same level, jump straight up. You know, I prefer a little bit of a bridge first. But if we go straight in the Commonwealth, we go straight in the Commonwealth. We just need real fights now. He's bored of them fights.
Bit, isn't he?
Yeah, he's bored of them fights. You know, he's getting great sparring. He's looking great in sparring, and he just needs the fights. And also, he's sick of fighting against these sort of guys and not getting credit and just getting ripped to pieces on social media because he's not fighting anybody. And I get what people are saying. He's not fighting anybody.
Right. So how would he beat Ted Cheeseman? Because Ted Cheeseman's got the fight coming up now with Senior Byfield.
Yeah,
it's a good fight.
Yeah.
That's a very, very good fight. If he gets through that.
I think Cheeseman's one of the most improved fighters domestically over the last.
I've always rated him.
Months.
How would Fowler deal with someone like Ted Cheeseman?
He's not going to tell you that, is he?
You are. Come on. I'm going to tell him one. Come on.
But I do believe Fowler. The thing is, a lot of people are banking on this thing that Fowler struggles to make weight. It really doesn't. It really doesn't.
But he's very big, though.
He's big for weight.
We
He
were
lived
saying
his
at the
life.
weekend, obviously, because he had to weigh in on the Saturday because
it was
the
fuming
travel.
about that.
But if any fighter's going to have to do the weigh-in on the day, Fowler's probably the better fighter to do because he's constantly in good
The only
shape.
reason why I was fuming about that was because then they read out the weights. People say, "Oh, he can't make weight." That's what was fuming about. I wasn't bothered about the fact that he had to weigh in on the day. Before weighing, right? I think he's been weighing 11-1, 11-2s, right? Because it's not a championship fight, it's 11-2s. Before the weigh-ins, the day before, he's eating 3 meals. He's having breakfast that morning. That is not somebody that can't make 11 stone. Do you know what I mean? He can make that weight fine.
All right. This next one is a bit of a fancy fight. It's not been made yet, but potentially could be. Jamie Sidwell says, how do you see a fight between Callum Smith and Canelo Alvarez panning out if that fight is made? Spencer?
It's a hard fight. It's a hard fight. But you know what? There's something about Callum Smith right now. He's riding on this crest he's really on this crest wave, which is fantastic. And it wouldn't surprise me if Callum Smith was to beat Canelo, because Canelo is not a super middleweight. We've seen Canelo up at those heavier weights when he fought Chavez Jr. and that didn't really impress me because Chavez Jr. was in there to survive, was in there to win. Callum Smith is the real deal as far as I'm concerned. You know, as Joe Gallagher keeps on reminding me that he's him, Joe Kawasaki and Andre Ward are the only guys to hold the ring lineal belt at.
And he does right to keep reminding because that is a massive achievement.
That's mad.
Yeah.
That is right. So I'm just feeling like Callum Smith right now could take care of anybody, especially a guy who is not really his weight. He's taking his fight with Rocky Fielding, thinking that and he's just done that massive deal with DAZN. He's taking his fight, but Callum Smith's the real deal.
You saw the pictures, didn't you, yesterday?
Yeah.
Canelo stood next door to Rocky.
Right.
I loved it. What was your comment, Dave?
He now knows what I feel like in every day.
A height difference. What did you say?
He now knows what I feel like every day when I'm next to virtually everybody on planet. That's it.
There was a big difference.
A big difference, yeah. Yeah, a massive difference. But, you've got to look at Canelo's quality. So he will look to overcome those sort of physical disadvantages he's got. As boxing's not just about size, as we've seen before.
Yeah, exactly.
But Rocky's got a great, he's got a bit between his teeth. That face-to-face kind of that he had, he'll have took so much confidence for himself from that because he'll realise, you know what, you're only a little man, you are. Mm-hmm. And listen, boxing, like we've been saying already, boxing's a lot about belief, So we'll see what happens.
Looking forward to that one. World Boxing Super Series, this one. Jez says, after seeing Inoue firsthand, can you see anybody standing in his way of winning World Boxing Super Series?
Listen, Dave knows. Inoue's a gangster. That guy he's real. He's real. But there are so many good competitors in there. Tete is. I really do like him. Do you
know what, Tete? For me though, with him, I've always felt that if you get past those first few rounds with him,
you could give it to him.
Yeah, I'm not convinced he wins that. I'm not convinced he wins that.
Right. I think Inoue's going to win it. But, in as much as I'm saying that, when you're in these competitions, you never know. You have one little off day, one little slip up to give someone else some confidence.
The problem for Inoue in this is that there's a couple of guys that are quite tall and that can bang. And when when you're in with guys that are tall, rangy, and can bang, it doesn't matter how good you are. I'm not talking about if you've got everything in the book, but if you can be hit, if you can be touched, and somebody's got long arms, reach, and got some power, you're always susceptible to walking onto that shot because you've got to close that range down. So that's the only thing that I look at with Inoue that I think, well, maybe he could struggle there. The other thing that I do think that he has got something about is, and I've always seen it in a little glimpse, is I'm not sure whether he takes the body shots really good.
Who?
Inoue.
You're not sure?
I can't remember who it was he fought, but he fought somebody. I don't know if it was Coney or something like that, and they just seemed to tag him a few times downstairs, and he just went quiet for a good period of 30 seconds. It went quiet. The other guy picked up on it because he started opening up, but then he walked onto a shot because he got a little bit carried away, and then he got splashed. But Inoue's very, very good. He is. You've got to say one of the favourites, but
He got splashed.
yeah, he got splashed.
A couple of fun ones now for you, Dave. Parker says, if you could cherry pick a boxer to train right now, who would it be and where could you see they needed improvement? I think I know what you're going to say. You're going to say you've probably got him already, haven't you?
Yeah, do you know what? I don't know who I would, because that's quite a big question to say. Who would I want to work with? Are you talking about world? Are you talking domestic? My favourite fighter on the planet right now is Terence Crawford. So I would love to work with Terence Crawford. But I look, when I hear these sort of questions, like when people say, "Oh, would you have loved to train Sugar Ray Leonard?" What can I teach Sugar Ray Leonard? You know what I mean? You're talking about phenomenal fighters. But I would love to get my hands on
hold the
something
towels in the corner.
Yeah, t-shirts. I would love to work with someone like Terence Crawford. But
I thought you were going to say Jordan Gill.
yeah, well, I've got Jordan Gill. For me, Jordan
He's
Gill.
a very special talent.
For me,
I
I will say that, honest to God, out of all the fighters that I've ever worked with, potential, I'm not talking, he's not done anything yet, but potential, what he does day in, day out in that gym, what we do, he's the most talented fighter I've ever worked with, and potentially he's the best fighter I've ever worked with.
Wow.
All it is if he's got the mentality on fight night, under the lights, on the big occasions, he is special. It's all about his mentality.
This leads you on to this one. Gazarich said, if you had to spend a week on a desert island with one of your fighters, who would it be?
Because he can cook. Mate, he can cook. He's a great chef, honestly. He makes diet, I spell you, he makes diet food. Tastes really nice. I've been in camps now with him
I feel a cookbook
in
coming
Portugal.
on.
Yeah, I can see
Gill
it. I can see it right now.
Portugal, Dubai, and where we've just been, Chicago.
Can't keep up with you. I see it on Instagram.
Yeah, his food is brilliant. Honestly, it makes even salads is made. It's turned my life around with salads. I've dropped 12 pounds since I've been knocking about with him, eating like him. Honestly, that's the reason why I would take him, because he's chilled out, he's cool, he's not an irritating kid, and he can cook. So.
Okay, so we're going to see Jordan Gill's cookbook coming out in 2019.
Yeah.
There you go.
Look forward to that one. Right, that is just about all we have time for. Best of luck, November 10th. Can't wait to see you there.
Cheers.
Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you,
Pleasure.
Spencer. And don't forget to download the podcast, which will be available on iTunes later today.
Sky Sports. Feel it all.